Welcome to Proof of Paranormal, where the unknown meets investigation. Each week we dive deep into paranormal, cryptids, UFOs, and unexplained phenomena the world can't stop talking about. We don't just react, we analyze, debunk, and explore the hidden truths behind viral videos, ancient mysteries, and government secrets. Whether it's a terrifying ghost, scary alien, or a Bigfoot encounter, we're here to ask the questions most are afraid to. Grab your flashlight and an open mind. This is Proof of Paranormal. All right. I'm expecting Kelly to join us here eventually here. Also, we have episodes of Jack's show. Uh, a week ago is the Bigfoot. Why the faces of Bigfoot aren't the same. Um, Go ahead, check that out. This week, I'm going to forget because I did not update the name here. Um, oh, crap. Um, oh, aliens in Sri Lanka. No, I guess that's on it. I'm sorry. Oh, well, it's a good topic anyway. I'm sorry. All right. One second here. We have we have the lovely Kelly joining us now. How are you doing, Kelly?
Well, I got through the technical difficulties and we are here. Did I miss the toast?
Nope, that's that you got here just before the toast. Literally,
Yes.
that was the next thing. When I
Toast.
saw you were on, I held it up for a moment.
I
To a good
like it.
show. Yes. To a
Yes.
great show. And we're
Clink.
close to the weekend. Memorial Day
Yes.
weekend.
Yes.
Cheers. Best we can
Cheers.
do. To a distance.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, how are you doing, Kelly?
Um, well, it's almost the weekend. It's been a long week, but we're doing okay. We're getting through, and that Angry Orchard, that's hitting just right tonight.
That's a good thing. We all need that once kind of thing once in a while.
Oh yeah,
All right.
that's why I love the podcast, because that gives me an excuse to drink.
Well, for a little bit of news, before we begin the videos, the Kling Brothers from Ghost Lab fame, my favorite show and certainly the most legit by far of all the shows. They submit a request to check out and investigate the Annabelle the doll. Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann enclosed in a glass case by the Warrens. It's owned by Tony, and it's on a nationwide tour with Ryan Buell from Paranormal State. Um, this weekend it hits Gettysburg, and it just so happens the the Kling brothers put in a request. They wanted to do an investigation, thoroughly check out the doll, see what they could come up with. And it's ironic, but you know what? They haven't gotten a reply back.
Imagine that.
I know a doll that's supposed to be haunted and possessed, and it might only have an attachment.
I
Oh
know.
no! If it has an
Maybe.
attachment, honestly, it'd be something. But those things don't get possessed.
Well, I mean, maybe we should bring a Raggedy Andy.
Maybe we could. I was
We
thinking
should.
if we get to Gettysburg this weekend, maybe I need to visit, see if we can find Ryan and ask him the hard hitting question because the Kling brothers aren't going to get there this weekend.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that
And
might
we're
be,
we're what, 35 minutes? We got
yep,
this.
yes, yes. We might have to try making a trip down, see if we can find Ryan, and we're going to hit up a hard hitting news. And
Yes.
if not, well, maybe the doll's not as much as you lead to believe. And I definitely feel that way as well about Robert. It's just dolls. They don't possess dolls. Like anything, attachment, yes, but I've never heard before of actual possession. All right. We're going to try to look into that. And for videos, our first video actually is a photograph. Excuse me here. It actually is, I have it laid out in 10-second segments, capturing a tragic accident. It shows an unsettling figure standing a short distance away from the wreckage. It appears to almost observe themselves, in my opinion, being extracted from the vehicle. Um,
Hmm.
the individuals in the photo seem oblivious to the presence of the possible entity. Moreover, the entity is situated in an unusual location for a bystander to be. Here we go.
I know where
All
that photo
right.
came from.
Thank you, by the way, for sending me that picture and helping
Yeah,
me out on a source. Um, I think it's probably Photoshop of some kind. In all honesty, it's a cool effect for a picture.
it is. I have to wonder if it's a almost like a double exposure.
Well, that would be
Not
possible
not
too.
to get too close to Ozzy Osbourne from, the Osbournes want to believe, but it's either ball lightning or that was a such a bad Ozzy impression. Anyway, ball lightning
Mhm.
or it was a double exposure. Double exposure on digital. I know that's what you're asking. I don't know. It
How is
doesn't
it
matter.
possible?
It doesn't matter.
Well, that's why I think there's a good chance you have some kind of Photoshop involved or some kind of computer editing. Either way, we both agree it's probably not a real ghost entity.
Mm-mm. Because honestly, for that to um for a spirit to be that prevalent or that apparent, um that's not something that typically happens from somebody like if they just passed or if they're having an outer body experience, because they don't typically have the energy to manifest that clearly. Um, so that was my first real big glaring question mark red flag is, it takes spirits quite a while to be able to build up that energy to be able to manifest. So if this is somebody who's having an out of body experience or that just passed, that energy's not going to be there. That they're not going to have the strength to do that. And yeah, I would find it more believable if there was something of um a distortion in the picture in a certain area, or if there was like a little blurb or something else, but not something that distinct.
Right. Okay, let's get them with a reply there online. All right, so I'm trying to carry out multiple conversations here. All right, but I agree with you. Our next picture, which is a picture in the form of a video, Ray Wallace claims he bought the negative of a female Bigfoot from a photographer who took the photo in March of 1990 on an old abandoned logging road west of Mount St. Helens.
What?
Yep, this is going to be a good one.
It's
All right.
okay.
Did you get
Well,
a chance to see that one?
I did. I got a hair on my eyeball. Sorry about that. Had to fix that. Anyway, um how about no? That's my like just
Ah,
no. they it doesn't work like that. Oh,
way too convenient. I mean, it's so
yes.
good. Way too good. It's blurry. It's like always. Like always, it's very blurry, but it's nice and close and everything. Good shot. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
way too good. Way too good.
It is. It's way too convenient, and it doesn't take, with all the different filters and effects they have on digital cameras now, it doesn't take that much to be able to just put a blur film on it and edit that, and it could be that's probably somebody's uncle drunk in a monkey suit. I don't know. But it is not a Bigfoot.
I completely agree with you on not a Bigfoot and a likely scenario that at least someone's in a costume, without a
Yes.
doubt. I completely agree there.
Yes.
All
Mhm.
right. The next one's going to be a little bit harder to look. I'm going to play it multiple times. but we're looking for a figure you're going to see running through the trees. It's supposed to be about 100 to 110 meters away, and it's not supposed
Oh,
to be a shadow. And I doesn't look like a shadow, actually. I agree there. So here we go. I'm going to cut it off midstream because I think it'll be easier, the better part to see at the beginning. Here we go.
okay.
Wait a minute here. Hold on here. Something's not coming on right. Right. I don't know. Something's not right. We'll try one more time. There's supposed to be a figure along the top of the ridge, which you can see just barely move. And for some reason, all right. Well, something's wrong with it. I'm sorry. I didn't quite like it anyway, as far as legitimacy goes. Let's go on to the next one. Forget that video. We have a triangular shaped UAP, pretty much standing still over a city.
Just staying there. Got another one coming up. He's just sitting there. Look at that. Just sitting there. I wonder what will happen when I get closer. For the sake of saving these videos and storage, I'm gonna
Hmm.
All right. Any thoughts?
Okay. Have you seen Men in Black?
Yes.
Have you
Good
seen Men
movie.
in Black 2?
Yes.
Okay. So, um, the little pod that the princess was sent back to her star on, that's her coming back for Will Smith. But
Hmm.
instead of Will Smith getting up and smacking somebody on stage, this time it's going to be Jada smacking her. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't buy that it's a UFO. I just don't. I'm I mean, sorry, not sorry. I'd believe a Chinese weather balloon first. Um, but not I don't buy that it's a that it's anything otherworldly.
Or even a chance it could be a drone.
Oh, well, I mean,
Makes
that's the
sense.
thing is I could see something like that, especially if it's hovering over an area where there's whether it be a construction site or something. Um, I mean, police even use drones now to find people, um, that are running from them. And it could be a lot of things that could be explained. Um, it could be a 12-year-old kid that's just messing around with a drone. Who knows?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Certainly, anyone can be messing around with the drone. Uh, okay, and I couldn't I saw I'm going back to the one before. I could see it upon because I put it up there, and Dan has said he can see it on the right-hand side better than what I could see it. Plus, I have a thing going across the screen, so I'm trying to watch through things, that blocks my vision at times. We're seeing if Dan will give us his insights, what he thinks. Go ahead, Dan. As we're going, feel free to comment what you thought of the creature going to the side on that prior video. If you saw it, other people were able to see it, even though we really couldn't see it too well. All right. We also have, for our final video, we have a creature about 20 kilometers. Well, it can't be 20 kilometers away. That's way too far. About 20 meters, maybe.
I was
From
going to say 20 kilometers. That's some
That's a
good
good
vision.
distance. Yeah, no, this creature's much closer in the water than 20 kilometers. So, someone had a typo, and then I copy and pasted it, and that's why mine was off. So let's go play it here. Oh, wait, here. We got a first before we go to that, we have a comment here. Dan got back to it. Oh, wait. Guy, not gun. Okay. Just looked like the shadow of a guy bent over and sort of running up top of the hill. Once you take away the gun, make a guy. And that's certainly a possibility on the view that we had trouble seeing. Thank you, Dan. All right.
Maybe it was Slenderman at the top of the hill.
Well, you know what? You cannot rule that out.
It's what, except he doesn't like the light. If you've ever played the Slenderman game, he doesn't he doesn't come into the light. So there were a lot of lights up past that ridge. So I don't know if that would be him necessarily.
That's true. Well, here we go to
Yeah.
the next video. Wait a minute here. What happened there? Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know what happened there. Am I editing be that horrible? Because you could. There was a figure in there when I actually edited things. All right. I guess we're gonna have to move on. Maybe I'll play it in another edition. I need to re-edit that. I'm not sure what the hell happened. That doesn't usually happen. Oh well. Let's. I guess we'll forget about that one as well.
It was the triangular UAP.
Yes,
It's j-
you got it. Actually, it's
Larry.
almost Larry's back here, of course.
I know. I see him. I
We can
see
see
him back
part of him
there.
today.
I see
Yes,
his hand.
he's
Uh,
noisy.
well, I was going to say he's acting kind of like the strong silent type right now, but have we asked his input? Does he know these? Does he know the people that are in the UAP?
Hmm. We
Larry?
have to ask him.
Larry? Well, I just did.
Oh wait,
Uh,
wait a minute here. He talks telepathically, so we don't even
Oh,
have to get up. Remember, because here it is. They think it through their mind, and that's how they communicate. He goes,
yes.
"Yes, I do know some of those guys."
Okay, good. Good to
In
know.
Roswell, Charlie and James were the ones that were killed. Is
Oh,
what he said. Charlie
all
and James
right.
said, "May they rest in peace." Thank you,
Or
Larry.
pieces.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go figure out what happened on that video. We do have one more video as well, though. Chile from 2023. Group of people observe a donut-shaped luminous object that changes shape rapidly.
Ooh.
Yep.
¿Cierto? ¿Pero qué es esa weá? Oh, hermano, ¿por qué se ve como que va girando una weá? Mira, cacha. Uy, hermano, cacha el video. Qué chucha, hermano. ¿Qué es esa weá, hermano?
Mira cómo se mueve, qué
Hermano, qué weá. Una weá brígida, hermano.
All right. You're shaking your head no. If I can. So what
No.
do you think?
Okay, so you know the beams that the big spotlight beams that they will shoot up into the sky when they're having a special event places and stuff like that.
Sure.
I honestly believe it was something like that. It was like a laser light or something because you can get them. I mean, you've seen light shows and stuff where they have these things that will change color. I really think that's what it is. I do not believe that that is a UFO in any way, shape, or form because how is it going to change shape like that so fast and actually have anything inside of it? That would require whatever's inside to be very, very, very flexible, more flexible than I will ever be in my life. But yes, and I mean, now in the true definition of an unidentified aircraft or unidentified flying object, however you want to phrase it, yes, that could on the very edges of that definition, yes, it could be there, providing that it's actually something flying and it's not a light from the ground somehow. I don't know.
All right. That's a good possibility. Dan thinks it's some kind of flashlight, and I guess that's
Mm-hmm.
certainly possible too. It'd be the same effect, just a smaller scale in terms of
Yeah.
how it originates from the ground.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. We have
Hold on. I'm sorry. Stuart. Shh. That was a 12 gauge shotgun. Yeah, sorry. People are getting a
no
little too
problem.
happy in the neighborhood. Somebody just fired around from a 12 gauge. It's okay.
Well, that's live TV and everything for you.
I
You
know,
never know
right?
what'll happen. That's cool.
Breaking news
Nothing wrong with
now.
yes.
Film at 11. Oh,
All right, and now for our weekly copyright infringement that I always do.
yes.
The only good news is they are they're allowed, so they're not any strikes against the channel. So we keep going as long as we can. Tonight is Did Aliens Leave Us Behind in Sri Lanka? And it's from Ancient Aliens from the History Channel.
Nice.
Yep.
Central Sri Lanka. Overlooking the small town of Aralaganwilla stands the lush Donegala mountain range. Its undulating peaks reach heights of just under 1,000 feet. But despite its low elevation, one mysterious summit has captured the imaginations of locals and visitors alike. It's a strange outcropping that is almost entirely round.
This is a very remarkable geological formation, circular in shape with a completely flat platform on the top of it.
For locals, the mountain is famous not only for its unique shape, but for the number of reports of unidentified aerial phenomena at the site.
Everybody calls it Alien Mountain because this is a UFO hotspot. At least 24 UFO sightings have been reported in 2023 alone.
The recent sightings are just the latest in a string of mysterious events at the mountain that date back thousands of years.
The mountain is associated with various different legends in Vedic tradition. It's actually said to be the landing place of the god Ravana. It was said that he could actually fly this device and land on the top of it.
Danigala Mountain is also connected with the Buddha, in fact. There's a cave in the side of this mountain which has a statue of the Buddha, and it's said that he originally used this area as a kind of way to explore the different astral planes.
The Buddha is believed to have lived during the 6th or 5th century BC. And according to ancient Buddhist stories, he demonstrated the ability to teleport instantly from one location to another. And as far as ancient astronaut theorists are concerned, early accounts of the Buddha sound very much like descriptions of an extraterrestrial.
According to some of the earliest Sanskrit texts, the first Buddha that ever walked the earth was 9 feet tall, had light blue skin, and his arms reached all the way down to his knees. So that to me is eternally fascinating, because it would support the idea that Buddha was an extraterrestrial.
Is it possible that the Buddha was an otherworldly being who landed near Danigala Mountain as told in local legends? Perhaps clues can be found in a mysterious petroglyph found less than 100 miles away in northern Sri Lanka called the Sakwala Chakraya.
The Sakwala Chakraya carving in Sri Lanka is carved onto this rock face, and there's actually carved stone seats on the opposite side for people to sit there and gaze into it. Now, traditionally, it's like a cosmological map that the ancient people there would talk about. But could it be something else? Because the symbols on it are very unusual.
The name Sakwala Chakraya means the wheel of the universe. Locals believe that this is a stargate, that Buddha used this 3 times to go to other planets.
Could the mysterious carving found in Sri Lanka indicate the presence of an ancient stargate, as legend suggests? And if so, might there be a connection with Danigala Mountain? For ancient astronaut theorists, the answer is a resounding yes.
It's entirely possible that the extraterrestrials set up space bases and mountains all over the world. That way they could watch humanity, help guide us, and if necessary, intervene again in human affairs as they had done in the past.
All right. It's always quite interesting, those videos.
It is. What are your thoughts?
Well, I guess anything's possible. Going back to like the Anunnaki, you made a major technological advance in a short period of time. All of a sudden,
Mm.
it would, and everyone draws the same type um of things in rocks or sand, or I guess it's rocks really, or carves that into rocks. So they can't all be. They're not all meeting each other to discuss it. Well, hey, I saw this tall, slender figure, so this way you can draw it halfway across around the world, so we had the same figure. So years down the road, centuries, they think that we made some. There's aliens out there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
There's.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. There's no conspiracy. We would. There wouldn't be a conspiracy like that.
No, it would seem kind of odd for that to be of all the things in this world that could be conspiracies. That's probably not one of them.
Absolutely.
I am a little perplexed about the absolute level of that peak. That it's like there is no point. There's no rise. It is completely level. I mean that raises an eyebrow at the very least. It it causes me to kind of pause and really think about the possibilities. Is this something that's for real? Um, was the first Buddha, in fact, a being from another planet, another universe, whatever? Um, or did he just have a weird form of giganticism where he was just super tall, super long limbs, things like that? Um, that would, I mean, that would be plausible as well. Now,
Uh-huh.
how he ended up getting, um, from place to place and demonstrating um, telepathic movements, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck, but the whole topic is very fascinating.
All right. And that's about all I have. Um, I want to thank everyone for watching this episode of Proof of Paranormal. We dig deeper into the paranormal so you don't have to. If you enjoy the journey through the unexplained, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you don't miss what's coming next, and most importantly, drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you believe as well. Un-
Exactly.
Absolutely. Do you have anything to add by chance?
I just want to know, like, what Larry has to add, because Larry's back there. Looks like his hands up a little bit. I think he's got something to say. Sean, why don't you
Let me see.
translate?
I will have to translate. Yeah, uh-huh. That was your buddy Thomas. He was the first Buddha. Oh wow. He says he knew the first Buddha.
All right. Well, why did he have blue
Wow.
skin? I mean, we could get some serious answers here. Why did he have blue skin? What did he eat? Too many blueberries?
Do you think
I
we could
don't
take him to Gettysburg? We could have people pay to see him?
know. We
Yeah,
should.
I know.
We
Only
should do
100 bucks
that.
to see Larry.
I
You can see
know.
a real alien.
What a bargain. We'd have to dress him up in
Yeah.
a really nice suit though.
I guess we would.
Yeah.
I don't know how much clothes to fit him really. I have to figure that one out.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. We'll take him naked. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
We'll cover him up so people don't see anything.
We'll give him a blanket or a towel.
Yes, that'll work.
Mm-hmm. And that is perfect timing to end the show because I'm out of my drink.
I am as well out. And Dan says good show as well. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for tuning in, Dan, and everyone else that tuned in as well. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep watching the skies. Yeah.